Thanks to World of Warships Legends for sponsoring today's video. I bought some sketchy Nintendo DS consoles from China, and in this video, we're going to unbox them, test them out, tear them down, and see if we got scammed. Wait, hold on, what is this? DSML? What? What is this? What are these? Are these like a Chinese version of the Nintendo DS? Are these real? Are these fake? What what am I looking at? I also just noticed here it has 4 rectangles instead of 2 like the real DS has. I'll show some comparison photos on the screen because I don't have a real DS box with me. So it includes the console, power, the battery pack, instruction manual, all just standard stuff. And all this seems to be like legit English. It doesn't look like it's translated like usually stuff does from AliExpress. But let me just go ahead and open up one of these boxes and see what it's looking like. This is so sketch. And then wait, then on the front it has 2. What? How do we have 4 there, 2 here? Well, let's just open it up and look. All right. First thing I noticed is this thing is filthy. What? What is all over this little cardboard? Whatever. You've got the DSML and it's like sealed. Okay. Okay. You also have some sort of charger. Dude, is that a foreign charging adapter? That just looks weird. Now the port looks the same as a Game Boy Advance SP. Oh, this is getting weird by the second. Dude, this thing is heavy. What? Okay, so taking a closer look at this thing, let me just kind of take you through it. Now, the front looks like a pretty normal DS Lite, right? Except the hinges are in weird places, and it's chunky. Like, I'll compare it to a DS Lite in a minute, but yeah, it just looks chunky. It's got the volume slider in about the same spot, but does it actually slide? Dude, that's the jankiest volume slider I've ever used. It's like not smooth at all. It's basically all or nothing almost. What in the world? I also got a volume jack down there. Here on the back, sure enough, DSML, and that S there looks wrong. Like it just looks really bad. I will say this thing looks super clean. It's almost like it's brand new, which is even stranger. It's just a really good knockoff, I guess. And man, messing around with knockoff consoles like this is usually pretty entertaining, but given how janky they are, it's usually not too fun to actually play games on. But you know what is fun? The sponsor of today's video, World of Warships Legends. So World of Warships Legends is a multiplayer free-to-play game that's perfect for naval battle enthusiasts. Now, as soon as you boot up, you can jump right into battles against AI, or you can join a few of the over 8 million players that have joined since launch. And although you need some strategy to win, the game is very easy to learn, and honestly, it's just fun to shoot down other ships. And now this summer from July 1st through August 5th, check out the game to explore iconic commanders, famous ships, unique skins, flags, and patches from the world of Star Trek. And if you hurry up and log into the game now, you can unlock a unique Star Trek port and complete a special mission to get the Captain Jean-Luc Picard for free. So if you're looking to have some fun, check out the link down below to download World of Warships Legends for free. And for newcomers to the game, World of Warships Legends is providing a welcome pack where players can get everything they need for a solid start, which is an American Tier 3 premium battleship Arkansas, German Tier 3 cruiser Karlsruhe, 7 days of a premium account, 10 red, white, and blue camouflages, and 10 hunter camouflages. So what are you waiting for? Go download the game and send me a friend request on PlayStation or Xbox, and I'll pick some people to play with in a few weeks. Also got a stylus, which feels fine, I guess, like a normal stylus. Now the right and left triggers here actually feel pretty solid. Yeah, again, it is really strange how we have a Game Boy Advance SP charging port here, or original DS as well. This is not the DS Lite charging port. We also have a slot on the bottom for Game Boy Advance games, of course. And yeah, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. I'm kind of scared what the inside looks like, but what? Okay, this is kind of like an original DS or a DSi kind of, because it has a power button on the inside. There's no power button on the outside. You can see the 2 sides are just flat and blank. The ABXY feel fine. They feel kind of shallow though, especially the D-pad. Like the D-pad is just a slightly strange shape. Got your 2 lights there, your mic there. So I guess that's your of course your basically I think one is power and one is like your network or whatever. 2 speakers. The screens look about the same, but the placement is just a little odd again. Everything about this console is just a little odd. Now I have this random DS that I bought from Goodwill a while back, DS Lite. But yeah, you can see the DS Lite here is just significantly smaller. Like this is a chunky boy. I mean, let me just show you. So like, yeah, it's thicker, it's larger, it's got more real estate. But it seems like unnecessary real estate because the screens are the exact same size, I think. So this one's 2.5 wide, 2 tall. This one's 2 tall, 2.5 wide. Yeah, so they're the exact same screens here. Then flipping to the back, yeah, you can just see that the DS there, like the real Nintendo DS, looks just different than the DS there. And you know what I just noticed? This doesn't say Nintendo anywhere. So like they're clearly trying to skirt around the whole Nintendo thing. This is quite the knockoff, man. But guys, let's go ahead and do it here. Let's turn this bad boy on and see what happens. All right, hit the power button. It somehow still has battery. I've had this thing sitting around for quite a while, and what? Okay, so it looks real, and the screens look real, but it's got it's got original DS hardware inside, because the original DS had a backlight, but it was a very dim backlight. Let me just show you the DS Lite backlight here. Okay, so that's max brightness on a DS Lite. That's max brightness on a regular DS. So basically, they took the regular DS hardware, slotted it in this thing. They said something about, like, that's just a totally lie here that they say music in store, because there is no music in store on here. That's only on the DSi, so that's pretty sketch. Oh, the hinge is bad. Like, that part right there is actually okay, but going back any further doesn't click at all, and it's just really janky. All right, guys, let's let's go ahead and put a game in, I guess, and see if it works. Oh, wait, what? I just noticed we have a profile in here that says UUJK. I feel like that's supposed to be like a joke for me or something, like UU got scammed, JK. Just kidding. What am I talking about? All right, let's put a game in and see what happens. All right, guys, got a couple more games to test out, and a few more things that I didn't mention yet is if you look closely, you'll notice that there's some more things off here. So the power button is like it's a little bit crooked, not quite aligned. Same with the B, A, X, and Y. They're all like slightly crooked, but very, very convincing. Also, I think the start and select are different font sizes, which is kind of funny. All right, both games inside. Let's boot it up, and oh, okay, they both show up on first try. That's actually really surprising. You go ahead and boot it up and see what happens. I mean, the sound sounds fine. Sounds like a regular DS, which makes sense. And yeah, the touchscreen seems fine and everything, which is good, I guess. All right, let me go back one more time, and let's try out the Game Boy Advance game as well. And yep, the Game Boy Advance game is booting up without a problem, and this thing's actually more reliable than most DS consoles I've used in the past few years. But let's go ahead and we'll turn this bad boy off. Let me go ahead and open up this other one I have over here and see what's up with this one. And I will mention I actually have another thing to test out later in this video, which is this like 3DS/DS cartridge with 4,300 games apparently, which we'll try this out. And this game came from the same place as the consoles as well, so that just adds to the weirdness here. All right, so this console looks exactly the same from the outside. It just apparently is red, I guess. Oh, the inside is also, why are both of these consoles so greasy and, ugh, what the heck? All right, but taking the flap off, we have, looks like the same instruction manual. We've got our same charger, and then we have our red Nintendo DS. All right, got the red out here, and looks about the same. It's got the same hinge on the top. It looks like a brand new shell of some sort. The volume button is also, dude, this one's even worse. Like, it just doesn't move. Like, that's so janky. The back is the same with the, the strange DS ML logo. And another thing I noticed is that it actually looks like you can see through the shell a bit. So the shell is super thin. It's not translucent, but it's just a cheap red shell, I guess. And yeah, all the stuff on the inside looks the same. The power button is jacked up with the weird alignment and everything. And this is, yeah, just a strange little device. But guys, let me go ahead and turn this one on actually and make sure it works. Oof. Hold on. Okay, so let me just show you what happens here. So plug in the charger. As soon as it goes in, the charging light turns on and goes away, which I've seen on a DS before, and that means there's something jacked up. Let me go and try to charge the black one and see if that one charges up. Yeah, that one charges, so that the charging brick is fine and works fine and does charge stuff, but I guess the red DS is just jacked up. So not only do we have these crappy knockoffs, the red one just straight up does not work, but I do have an idea. I'm going to try to swap the battery from the black one to the red one and see if we can get it to at least turn on. All right, and even the battery door is crappy, so I basically loosened the screw, and there's no way to get the battery cover off because there's no like lip or anything to pull it up, and it just won't like fall out of place. There we go. All right, got it out. And what is that, a real battery pack? I don't know, it looks kind of sketchy. Let me go ahead and try to pop it out of here. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I pulled the battery pack out, and it's definitely a little bit bloated. Probably hard for you to tell, but it's bloated, trust me. That's not ideal. Oh man. And then that one pops off really easily, and it looks like it's actually a different battery in this one. What the heck? Okay, so this one also feels a bit bloated. And it looks like they gave me a Japanese battery pack and a US battery pack, which, taking a look at them, they look like they have the same voltage and amperage, so I'm not really sure why that would matter. All right, let's put in this battery pack and see if the red one will turn on now. Oh, okay, that was weird. It tried to turn on, but now it's not turning on anymore. When I tried to plug it in to charge, it did the same thing where it flashed orange for a second, then turned back off. But okay, yeah, I give up. This DS is just jacked up. But guys, next up we're going to try to play this Nintendo 3DS 4301 game, if that's what you want to call it. Now it says 3DS on there, but I think it'll fit in the DS slot as well, so we'll try it out. There is an SD card clearly in the back where I guess they just loaded up all the bajillion ROMs they probably put on it. So let me go ahead and try to slide it in the black DS ML. What does ML stand for, by the way? Medium large, mother-in-law, micro large, Where do these guys come up with this stuff, man? But let's go ahead and see if our DS will still turn on. Okay, so booting this thing back up, I have to reset everything because I just swapped the battery back in. But I just figured out part of the touchscreen doesn't work. If I press right here, it doesn't click. Just one thing after another. All right, and finally, the game shows up. It's called Deep Labyrinth Atlas USA Incorporated. Okay, by the way, let's put this in the DS Lite so we can actually see what's happening instead of this, this old dingy DS. Oh, hold on. Okay, so it just booted straight into what I assume is the game here. So at first glance, it obviously appears like a ton of emulators. I'm not quite sure why it says 3DS at the bottom, but it has nothing to do with 3DS other than the fact that I guess you can put it in a 3DS. We'll go ahead and boot up the Nintendo DS aspect here and see if it's just normal games. So opening up the DS tab didn't even take me to the DS games, it just took me to a file explorer. All right, so I finally found the games, and we got just random New Super Mario Bros. For the EU, okay. Disney Tanged! Dude, so scrolling through here, I love that anytime you buy any of these like emulator things that people have created from China, they always have random ROMs uploaded, and they always have just completely ridiculous names. Like Imagine Modern Dancer, it's got all the underscores and everything. They didn't even try to like make the right names. It's just like a mix of European versions, US versions. What is that? Oh, it says Happy Party. I thought it said Harry Potter with Hello Kitty. All right. Let's just boot one of these up and see if it works. Yeah, that works. Let me go ahead and try out a few more games. So all these other ones are pretty self-explanatory, like Mega Drive, Game Boy, all that stuff. I'm not sure what Moonshell is though, so let me boot that up. Looks like I'm hacking into something now. All right, let's click this. Cannot open NDS file. Great. So they uploaded this Moonshell thing and it just doesn't do anything. Why am I surprised? Now, I did have a tab called Slot 2, which I would assume is the bottom slot for Game Boy Advance. I guess that's just an interface so that you can boot up a Game Boy Advance game from here. And it is. Yo. Okay, okay. Except that's really crappy. It leaves the border there. It's like the Windows 98 border here, where you can see the GBA loader up there. Then you got your tab minimizer and X and stuff. And dude, like, I just can't get anything right with this thing. What in the world, man? Well, if you ever wondered what happens when you take out a Game Boy Advance game while you're playing, I guess that's what happens, at least when you do it through the Slot 2 emulator, or whatever they call it. No surprise, you can pretty clearly emulate games on your Nintendo DS with this little device, but it's just it sucks. Like, the whole interface and everything about it sucks. But guys, let's go back to this crappy clone here, and I want to tear this thing apart and see what the inside looks like, and see if it's actually like real hardware, or if it's somehow they cloned the hardware as well. I don't know how they do that, but let's open it up. And yep, back is off. And sure enough, the shell just looks, again, pretty much brand new. I guess just wait, hold on. This little metal piece down here still has like a protective film over it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. And then right here, yeah, that looks like a Nintendo DS motherboard there. It clearly looks worn down too because it's been used in the past. And yeah, you got your little Nintendo stamp down here and everything. And yeah, looking into it a bit more, the NTR-CPU-01 is definitely a fat Nintendo DS motherboard. Apparently there were some other revisions like the -10 and the -20. Not sure that it really matters that much. But I will say it's pretty clean in here, so at least they did a pretty good job. What is going on here, man? This is so weird. I guess they're pretty clearly taking old DS hardware from, I would assume, broken DSs, putting it in these new crappy shells that they made themselves. Honestly, these shells are not bad for being third party of some sort, but it's still like it's still inferior to the original hardware, and it's just it's interesting. Why? I don't know how much I paid for these things. I bought them like 2 years ago. I just found them in my drawer of stuff. So guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoy these janky consoles, and remember to hit that link down below to download World of Warship Legends today.